Yo, what's up guys? It's Crash Bandit MMA here. And today, we're gonna be doing some predictions for UFC 311. And man, just before I even start, Dana, Hunter, the UFC man, bravo guys. Bravo. But man, Dana and Hunter don't always make the best decisions, but man, whenever they do, they always come through with it. And we're already starting the first match going strong with Islam Makhachev versus Arman Tsarukyan for the second time. I'm sure if you're a true MMA fan, I'm sure this fight checks all the right boxes. I mean, you got the two most well-rounded fighters going at it in the entire lightweight division. What is there not to like? And wait, hold on. Did this motherfucker just throw an axe kick? Man just almost ended Oliveira looking like this. But alright, enough of the bullshit. When it comes to this fight, your boy's more stumped on this fight than compared to some of the other fights on this card. Because of one, first of all, we already know they've ran this fade once before, so it's not like they have to dip their toes in the water twice, they already know what's up. And two, they're the most well-rounded fighters in the lightweight division. And they do share a common opponent with Charles Oliveira. And of course, Islam finishing Charles Oliveira, and with Arman Tsarukyan getting the decision in two very different fights. Which I feel like you can't take too much from these two fights because they fought two different versions of Oliveira, right? Here's what I take from this fight. You got one man playing high-level chess, throwing axe kicks and shit, looking like Patrick from SpongeBob. And then you got another man, Islam Makhachev, who submitted one of my goats, had him saying uncle and shit. And Arman's last opponent was Charles Oliveira, with Islam Makhachev's last opponent being Dustin Poirier. So just looking at this fight, we already know this is going to be a close fight. So really when it comes to this fight, the smallest detail can change how the fight is going to go. Alright, so if your boy had to choose, I'm going with the Dagestani. So this isn't a surprise. I think the majority of people are picking Islam to win. But hey man, still, don't be down your boy Arman like that. Especially he's still got that dog in him. And he's resilient, and resilience in this kind of fight can go a long way. Plus, people be forgetting too much, man. Don't Arman got that?
How can I tell you my secret technique? So it's gonna be surprising.
Oh, I see Arman. I'm seeing it.
I wanna get bonus. That's why I'm doing that secret technique.
Yeah, so my last piece of advice is to not bet on this fight, because shit can get wicked. Shit can get wicked. Alright, so for this next fight, we got the battle of the 5'5s, Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov. And again, another fight if you're a true MMA fan that made you go. Looking at their skills individually, I would give Umar the edge when it comes to the striking and even the grappling. But when it comes to the ground game, it's pretty hard to tell. But shit, when we talking about records and we talking about that fine print, it's just not even close yet. But Umar, I love you buddy, but your ass still has a long way to go. I ain't even gonna cap. So when it comes to the experience in that cage, Merab's ass got it. And Merab is the type of guy where he doesn't give a fuck how he wins. I kid you not, this fucking orc has put people to sleep while fighting Jose Aldo. How the fuck do you put people to sleep while fighting Jose Aldo? Like the fuck? Like this man really thinks going buddy to buddy with Jose Aldo is really a legacy move. So I wouldn't be surprised if the fight ended up being a disappointing fight even for hardcore MMA fans. Which, let's just hope that I'm wrong about that. But as far as who I'm choosing to win this fight, I gotta go with Umar on this one. So the reason why I chose Umar to win was because Merab's biggest advantage is in the grappling. And I think Umar will be able to stop that and he'll be able to keep the fight on the feet. And I think that's where he's going to be able to win the fight, is by keeping it on the feet. And no, I'm not obviously saying his only chances are by winning on the feet. I'm just saying Merab's striking can be so ass at sometimes. Umar might as well try to take his chances and just try to knock out the fucking peon. Alright, now for this next fight. This fight is obviously the fight that everyone else is going to have their eyeballs glued to the screen for, because this fight is the definition of two crash outs that are about to run a fade. Literally, the closest thing I could think of when I think about how this fight is going to go is Dragon Ball Z Android 17 versus Piccolo. If you know, you know where my demons at. And it's okay because if you don't know, just know I hope the fight goes a little something like this. So now, you see the vision I at least hope to see when these two guys run that fade. Like, come on, this gotta be fight of the night, right guys? Ain't no way this isn't fight of the night. If this ends up being even close to... Damn, I don't even want to think about it. If the fight ends up being anything like that, your boy might just have to, you know what I'm saying? But as far as who I have winning, see, now both of them are a little down bad right now. Both of them just lost their last fight. Jamal Hill been crashing out the past few weeks. Yuri Prohaska been down bad since he touched gloves with Alex Pereira. So they both need to prove at least something, right? And I feel like for this fight, it's going to be whoever's going to be able to land their punch first. And I feel like Jamal Hill is going to come out on top of that. I feel like Yuri, just being Yuri, he's going to be doing like some dumb shit. And he's going to run into something and get caught. And again, we have another fight that's giving me mad fight of the night vibes. Renato Moicano versus Beneil Dariush. And even if this doesn't end up being fight of the night, it's still going to be a good fight. We know this is most likely going to be a stand-up fight, and Moicano has been on a 4-fight winning streak as well, with some real killers in the lightweight division. And so has Beneil Dariush too, and against better competition as well. But unfortunately with Beneil, he has been on a 2-fight losing streak, and not just a 2-fight losing streak, bro got absolutely obliterated during those 2 fights, so Beneil is definitely going to feel that pressure going into this fight. And Moicano is definitely going to have stupid confidence, especially after KOing Benoit Saint Denis. But all in all, I think Renato Moicano is going to be the one to get it done via split decision. I believe after suffering from 2 KO losses, it's going to make Dariush a little timid during this fight. And Moicano is going to use that opportunity to get that fight to the ground and mix it up a little bit, and that's how I see this fight playing out essentially. Going into the next fight, it's Kevin Holland versus the Riddler. This fight is going to be the Riddler's second fight in the UFC. His first fight was against Gerald Meerschaert, which was a fight he ended up winning, but there were a few situations during that fight where if you were to guess that he was a champion in another fighting promotion, you probably would have been surprised at the fight he had with Gerald Meerschaert. And I think with Kevin Holland, with the amount of experience he has had in the UFC, I just feel like the Riddler wouldn't really have anything for Kevin Holland that he hasn't already seen before. So for this fight, I'm stamping it. I'm picking Kevin Holland for the win. Alright, now that pretty much sums it up for the main card. Now let's move on to the preliminary card. Alright, so for the first fight, we have Johnny Walker versus Bogdan Guskov, and unfortunately, Johnny Walker did have to pull out of this fight, so hopefully they could find Bogdan Guskov and another opponent before it's too late. But I guess we'll just move on to our next fight, which is Peyton Talbot versus Ronnie Barcelos, which... Alright, so for this fight, I feel like I don't really gotta say that much, at least for me. This fight just looks like another stepping stool for Peyton Talbot, so I feel like there's really not much I have to say besides that. Okay, we got the big boys next. We got Sergey Spivak versus Jailton Almeida. This fight is an interesting fight because unlike the other fighters that fought Jailton Almeida, Sergey Spivak does have better takedown defense, and he does have a better understanding on what to do on the ground. But even though I can see Sergey Spivak defending some of Almeida's takedowns, I think eventually Almeida will be able to take him down and finish him via ground and pound. And that's what I'm predicting for this fight. But alright guys, those have been my predictions for this card. I really hope this card ends up exceeding expectations because we've had cards like this in the past that looked like they were going to be guaranteed banger cards, but ended up being sleeping pills, so we'll just see how everything turns out. But I hope you guys liked the video. Give me any video suggestions that you guys would like to see. And as always, Peace.